He's banging on the door. Hey, I mean, I won't lie, it's getting hard. It's getting harder. It's getting tougher. Every day gets tougher. But that's the way it is. I mean, what do I see about that?
Michael J. Fox and Tracy Paulin have been together for 3 decades, which is unusual in Hollywood. After 35 years together, Tracy has finally decided to open up about their lives. Will these revelations surprise, inspire, or change our thoughts about their famous love story? Read on to find out. Do you like this couple? If so, please comment 1 below. Before this romantic story, let's look at Michael J. Fox's childhood to get a more comprehensive and in-depth look at him. Michael J. Fox's background. The well-known actor Michael J. Fox came from a modest background and had a strong interest in the performing arts. He went on to achieve great success. Let's have a peek at his extraordinary childhood story, shall we? Michael J. Fox was born on June 9, 1961, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and he received his upbringing in a lively family that consisted of 5 children. Because his father, William Fox Sr., was a sergeant in the Canadian Army Signal Corps, the family travelled around quite a bit because of the nature of his job. Throughout his childhood, Michael was subjected to several life changes, which had a significant influence on his subsequent career. The fact that they journeyed to different places brought up new and interesting experiences, which helped Michael grow more self-assured and outgoing, widened his horizons, and inspired his creativity, so laying the groundwork for his subsequent acting career. However, it also meant that he had to part ways with old acquaintances. The year 1971 was the year that Michael's father retired, and the year that his family ultimately settled down in Burnaby. British Columbia was a watershed moment in Michael's life. His enthusiasm for the arts began to develop in Burnaby, where he was living at the time. Michael's parents gave him a guitar for Christmas when he was 8 years old. He immediately began teaching himself how to play it, with the goal of one day being a famous rock star. Though he was a member of a couple of garage bands when he was a teenager, acting was eventually what he found himself most passionate about. Michael began taking theatre lessons while he was a student at Burnaby Central Secondary School. While performing on stage, he realized that this was the career path he wanted to pursue for the rest of his life. How did Michael figure it out? Was acting a challenge for Michael? Follow along. Passion for acting. Regularly, Michael J. Fox recalls how he longed to break free from the monotonous 9-to-5 job that the majority of adults held. The individual said that when he was a youngster, he had a multitude of dreams and aspirations, some of which included being a writer, a singer, or a hockey player. Instead of working a typical 9-to-5 job, I wanted to try something new and different. Michael remembers that acting was the first thing he did, and it was successful, he says. His acting career got its start when he fearlessly auditioned for a role in the Canadian television series Leo and Me when he was just 15 years old. This action marked the beginning of his career. It was a great honor for Michael J. Fox to be cast in the role. Although it was his first encounter in the professional acting world, it was the experience that sparked a love inside him that ultimately drove him to pursue acting as a career full-time. What would it be like to walk onto a movie set for the very first time? Can you even fathom the excitement? An atmosphere of excitement was produced by the lights, the cameras, and the screams of action. And it was all of these things that gave Michael the impression that he was living the dream that he had always wanted to live. As his passion for acting intensified, Michael bid farewell to his Canadian roots and headed south to Los Angeles, then moved to Hollywood. Was his path smooth? How did he manage to stay in this harsh land? Let's see how a star becomes bright. Challenges in Los Angeles. In 1979, when Michael J. Fox was just 18 years old and resolute in his pursuit of a career in the entertainment industry, he made a courageous choice. He packed his belongings and relocated to Los Angeles to try his hand at acting. On the other hand, Hollywood did not greet him as he had anticipated. He had several unsuccessful auditions. It was in the television series Taxi. Fox that he attempted to apply for a significant role, but he was unsuccessful. Throughout several evenings, Michael J. Fox pondered whether or not he had made the appropriate choice. But his perseverance was ultimately rewarded when producer Ronald Shedlow found his potential via an audition. He eventually became a successful musician. Under the guise of Michael Fox, Michael made his debut in the United States of America in the television series Letters from Frank. But there was yet another obstacle to overcome. On the occasion of his membership in the Screen Actors Guild, he realized that the name Michael Fox was already being utilized by another actor. Michael had to come up with a name that was unique because the regulations did not let two performers use the same name. After considerable deliberation, he concluded that he should incorporate the letter J in honor of Michael J. Pollard, an actor who was one of his idols. Michael Andrew Fox, or Andy Fox, did not suit, and Michael A. Fox did not resonate well either. Even though his middle name was Andrew, neither of these names was appropriate. At the end of the day, Michael J. Fox became the name that everyone is familiar with. Following his decision to change his stage name, Michael had appearances in several films and television series, including Midnight Madness, 1980, and Class of 1984, 1982. Nevertheless, just like any other rookie actor, he struggled to find roles when there were not enough of them. Michael referred to these times as his spaghetti days, with a little bit of nostalgia. It was a time when he had to make do with inexpensive dinners to subsist while he was waiting for his big break. So how did Michael get through this difficult time? Do you know about the role that changed his life? I would love it if you knew about the NBC show Family Ties. And let's reminisce a little. Life-changing roles. In 1982, Michael J. Fox landed the role that would change his life forever. Alex P. Keaton on the NBC sitcom Family Ties. The show became a cultural phenomenon, portraying the relationship between a Republican teenager and his liberal parents in the Reagan era. With his famous mullet hairstyle and sharp personality, Michael overcame the difficulties of puberty to bring laughter to millions of viewers. Family Ties was a huge success in the US, running for 7 seasons from 1982 to 1989. Michael received critical acclaim for his performance as Alex, including 3 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Lead Actor in a comedy series in 1986 and 1988. His portrayal of Alex made him a pop culture icon, but it was his role as Marty McFly in Back to the Future, 1985, that catapulted him to fame. Marty McFly, with his charming personality and relentless energy, became one of the most beloved characters in film history. The film grossed nearly $380 million worldwide and is considered a classic of the 1980s. Back to the Future spawned 2 sequels, released in 1989 and 1990, which continued the adventures of Marty and Doc Brown, Christopher Lloyd. Michael J. Fox continued to excel as Marty, winning audiences with his humor and authenticity in extraordinary situations. All 3 installments of the series were huge successes, cementing Michael's place in pop culture history. In addition to his comedic roles, Michael also tried his hand at more serious roles, such as Bright Lights, Big City, 1988, and Casualties of War, 1989, where he showed depth and outstanding acting ability. These roles proved that Michael was not only a comedian, but also capable of taking on complex and challenging roles. In the early 1990s, Michael continued to explore different genres. In the romantic comedy Doc Hollywood, 1991, he played a famous doctor trapped in a small town where he faced many ridiculous situations. The film delivered a cute, funny, and touching story from start to finish. Not only did Michael make appearances in romantic comedies in 1995, but he also participated in political dramas involving the President of the United States. In this particular film, he played the character of Louis Rothschild, an advisor to President Andrew Shepard, who was played by Michael Douglas. By combining aspects of romance and political intrigue, this picture provided more evidence of Michael J. Fox's versatility. Michael made a stunning comeback to television in 1996 with the smash-popular sitcom Spin City. This came after he had achieved considerable success in the film business. Amid the political upheaval, he played the role of Mike Flaherty, the deputy mayor of New York City, who battles to maintain order in either his personal or professional life. During the concert, Michael was given another opportunity to demonstrate his comedic timing, and the audience adored it. Spin City, which ran from 1996 to 2002, received several plaudits for its ensemble cast and hilarious screenplay, and it was nominated for an additional number of awards. With his talent and perseverance paying off, Michael J. Fox's trophy case was soon filled with prestigious awards and nominations, awards and accolades. Let's take a look at his dream achievements, awards and nominations. The rise in Michael's fame was accompanied by an increase in the amount of praise that he received for his work. On account of his achievements in the film and television industries, he was the recipient of a great deal of praise and admiration. It was his portrayal as Alex P. Keaton in Family Ties that earned him 5 prestigious statuettes at the Emmy Awards, which he won more than any other actor in the history of the awards. In addition, he was honored with the title of Best Lead Actor in a Comedy Series for 3 consecutive years. Subsequently, he was honored with the title of Excellent Guest Actor in a Drama Series for his compelling performance in Rescue Me. The Golden Globe Awards also recognized his remarkable abilities by bestowing upon him the award for Outstanding Performance by an Actor in a Television Series, Musical or Comedy, and Family Ties. These awards were awarded to him together with other accolades. Furthermore, throughout his extensive career, he was given nominations for some other notable roles. Michael received 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards for Outstanding Performance by a male actor in a comedy series. These honors were most recently bestowed on him as a result of the amazing work that he accomplished in Spin City. One more thing that demonstrates his skill as a storyteller is the fact that his autobiography, which is named Always Looking Up, was honored with the Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album. Rather than only being statistically noteworthy, these distinguished accolades are more than that. Because they are a reflection of the immense impact that Michael had on the entertainment world at a period of his career that was packed with vitality, his standing as a renowned and recognized industry legend is confirmed by the fact that they are a reflection of the massive impact that Michael had. Now that we've explored Michael's rise to fame, let's step into his private world and discover the love story that has captivated fans for decades. Do you know the couple, Michael and Tracy? I guess so. Their marriage can be considered as lasting and magical in the turbulent showbiz world. Let's follow how their long-lasting love story started and how it unfolded. Michael's rise to fame. Many people were enthralled by the love story that began on the set of Family Ties, which was a relationship between Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan. The 2 individuals progressed from being co-stars to being life partners, establishing a partnership that was founded on strong love, friendship, and serendipity. It was in 1985 when Michael became famous for his role as Alex P. Keaton on the television show Family Ties. Throughout the 4th season, Tracy made her debut as Alex's romantic interest, Ellen Reed. Michael was drawn to Tracy because of her tenderness and power, and he auditioned for her. Even though they appeared to have a lot of chemistry on film, they were first simply co-workers. At that time, Michael was in a relationship with Nancy McKeon, while Tracy was in a relationship with producer Kevin Bacon. Both of them were separately involved in their relationships. Although they developed a strong friendship on set, they did not go on to develop a love connection. In Tracy's memory, Michael is described as being not just charming and skilled, but also fun and self-assured. During their initial encounter, Michael was struck by Tracy's power and kindness. However, it was her ability to give protection without being overbearing that he found particularly impressive. During the time that they were working together on the film Bright Lights Big City in 1987, they were both completely single and had just started dating in real life. Shortly after that, their feelings began to develop, and the connection continued to become stronger as they went on dates and spent more time together. The couple made their first public appearance together on the red carpet at the Emmy Awards in September 1987. Michael was honored for his performance in the television show Family Ties at the end of the ceremony. Michael proposed to Tracy at the beginning of 1988, after they had been dating for 7 months. On July 16, 1988, they tied the knot in a private ceremony that took place at the West Mountain Inn in Vermont. They embarked on a journey that would last a lifetime, one that would be characterized by love, devotion, and mutual support for many years. In the handwritten vows that they exchanged, the joyful couple swore to always remain at one another's side, regardless of the difficulties that they encountered. In a short amount of time following their wedding, Michael and Tracy were blessed with the birth of 4 children. Her son Sam was born in 1989, her twin sisters Aquina and Skylar were born in 1995, and Esme, the youngest daughter, was born in 2001. Her twin sisters were born in the same year. Both as individuals and as a couple, Their identities were formed by the experiences they had with their families. Their marriage has been through its share of difficulties throughout the years. On the other hand, Michael believes that free communication and humor are largely responsible for their everlasting love. Michael and Tracy have been through the ups and downs of life together, including a health crisis, and have faced challenges that would put even the most robust marriages to the test. Even though their relationship appears to be perfect, they have been through it all. You can't imagine the great challenges they've overcome together. Join me as we explore some of Michael J. Fox's pain. Life's unexpected challenges. It was in the year 1991 when Michael J. Fox was diagnosed with an illness that would forever alter the course of his life as a whole, as well as his professional career. It was during his time working on the movie Doc Hollywood that he was able to make the diagnosis of this degenerative neurological illness. During that time, he had only reached the age of 29. At first, the symptoms were not particularly visible. He detected a twitch in his left pinky finger, which he initially disregarded as being related to fatigue. However, as time went on, the symptoms became more noticeable. It became increasingly difficult to ignore the symptoms, on the other hand, since they proceeded to get more severe. Is it possible for you to conceive of a scenario in which you are at the height of your profession, starring in films that have received critical acclaim and television series that are well regarded, and then you are presented with a diagnosis that has the potential to drastically change your life? The information appeared to be perplexing to Michael. When he was confused about what the future held for him, he remembered feeling a mixture of dread and denial. He was unsure of what the future held for him. What was going on was something that I had no idea of at all. It was not revealed to me what was about to take place. Following that, he stopped to think. In their explanation, the medical professionals mentioned that Parkinson's disease is a degenerative condition that limits movement and is caused by the loss of neurons in the brain that create dopamine. Both of these factors contribute to the disease's progression. The severe reality that he was diagnosed with had a significant influence on him. The attributes of charisma and vivacity that Michael possessed contributed to his standing as a well-known person because he had always been recognized for these abilities. At this point, he was presented with a circumstance that had the potential to gradually deprive him of those same characteristics. Because he was under the notion that he could handle his sickness on his own, he kept his condition a secret from everyone, including his friends and even his co-workers. During all this chaos, Tracy Pollan gradually evolved into something additional than merely Michael's wife. He found that she was his rock and a source of unflinching support throughout his life. The tensions that come along with popularity, as well as the expectations that come along with it, were something that Tracy was well known about. Tracy stood at Michael's side throughout his private struggle to come to terms with his illness. She showed him unconditional love and compassion without casting judgment on his situation. Her assistance was necessary during those formative years when Michael turned to alcohol as a method of coping with the challenges he was experiencing with his mental health. As a means of alleviating the discomfort caused by his condition, he said that he had begun consuming alcohol. Parkinson's and addiction. Have you heard of it? Unfortunately, Michael lived with the disease for a long time. Let's see how he overcame it. Parkinson's disease and addiction. It was around this period that he concluded that he was undoubtedly an alcoholic. While Michael was battling Parkinson's illness and addiction at the same time, the two of them worked together to conquer the challenges that they faced individually. There were more than just Michael's difficulties that he had to deal with. His marriage and his family life were both affected as a consequence of them when they occurred. After obtaining his diagnosis, he went through the first few years of his life with sentiments of denial and grief. Throughout his life, he made a significant amount of effort to maintain his public persona, while also concealing the symptoms from those who were familiar with him. Since you are genuinely living with Parkinson's disease, it is hard to pretend that you do not have the condition when you are at home, since you are living with it. According to what he said, "If I am out in the world, I will be dealing with other people, and they will be oblivious that I am the owner of it." Tracy was there to witness the harmful effects of the illness on Michael's mental health, and she was able to do it firsthand. The encouragement to get help and confront his addiction head-on was something that she gave him regularly. Within the context of these challenging circumstances, the friendship that they had was put to the test. After a night of excessive drinking, Tracy found Michael unconscious on the couch. Michael had been drinking heavily. The event that would prove to be the defining moment in their relationship was occurring at this very time. It was this particular occurrence that served as a wake-up call for both of them. Tracy said, "Is this what you want?" with a troubled expression on her face. "Were you looking for something different? Are you aiming to achieve this as your life's purpose?" As a consequence of her comments, which had a profound effect on Michael's emotional state, he was compelled to confront not just his addiction, but also the reality of living with Parkinson's disease. After coming to the understanding that he needed assistance, Michael began attending meetings of Alcoholics Anonymous and also sought therapy to address his troubles with both his addiction and his mental health. He did this to address both addiction and mental health issues. A difficult journey lay ahead of us on the route to development. Michael never wavered in his determination to bring his life back to normal, even in the face of the challenges that he faced along the way. Being able to take things one day at a time was something that he regularly stressed as being something incredibly important. Acceptance and surrender are two of the approaches that have proven to be beneficial in helping people with Parkinson's disease quit drinking. These techniques are also useful in helping people with other conditions. As he worked through the difficulties of living with Parkinson's illness and being sober, this statement evolved into a philosophy that served as a compass for him. Even though millions of people were watching, Michael was able to conceal the truth about his situation. But at what cost? How did Michael J. Fox find the courage to reveal his secret struggle to the world? Breaking the silence. Just as Michael began to find stability and sobriety, he also had to confront the realities of living with Parkinson's disease openly. In 1998, after 7 years of keeping his diagnosis private, he decided to go public about his condition during an interview with People magazine. Let's listen to him. Decision to make the status public. After Michael J. Fox decided to disclose his Parkinson's illness to the world, his perspective on his career and his health underwent a significant transformation. It was the paparazzi's persistent pestering that drove him to tell his experience to the general public. He was upset by the paparazzi's behavior. When Michael thinks back on it, he remembers that they were standing outside his apartment, shouting and asking what was wrong. Because he believed that he was unable to approach his neighbors for assistance in this circumstance, he decided to step outdoors. When he eventually revealed the truth about himself, he felt a sense of liberation. Michael was taken aback by the reaction, which included people expressing interest in becoming more knowledgeable about his disease and expressing curiosity about it. He viewed it as a wonderful chance to bring attention to Parkinson's disease and to open up conversations about issues related to mental health and addiction, which are sometimes kept buried due to feelings of shame. Because Michael wanted to make a difference in the world, he established the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research in the year 2000. This foundation focused on research into Parkinson's disease. Over $1 billion have been raised by the foundation since it was established to support research that aims to find a cure for Parkinson's disease. Through the work of the foundation, Michael has been able to motivate a great number of individuals who are battling challenges that are comparable to his own. Tracy Pollan, Michael's wife, has been at his side throughout this journey, not just in her role as a wife, but also as a stalwart champion for others who are coping with Parkinson's or other neurological conditions. Together, they have participated in a variety of events and fundraising activities, where they have shared their stories to inspire others who are going through similar challenges. In 2018, Michael went through a challenging moment in his life, which he subsequently referred to as the most difficult time of their relationship. He underwent surgery to remove a non-cancerous tumor that was fast expanding and responsible for the discomfort he was experiencing in his spine. The operation was more than simply a medical procedure. It was a significant test of Michael's physical strength, as well as Tracy's tenacity and support. Tracy was there to guide Michael through the process. Michael decided to go through with the operation after experiencing agony for several months. Over nearly 3 decades, he had been struggling with the symptoms of Parkinson's disease, and the tumor had increased the difficulty of his already challenging health situation. As he prepared for the surgery, Michael was nervous, unsure whether it would bring relief from his discomfort or if it would lead to more complications. Throughout this difficult time, Tracy was by his side, demonstrating what it meant to be a loyal and supportive wife. Is that true? Let the following stories prove it. The role of a devoted partner. Michael J. Fox has faced many challenges throughout his life, most notably his diagnosis of Parkinson's disease. His decision to go public with his condition was cathartic and motivated him to begin his battle against the disease. Indeed, the attention he received from the media helped raise awareness of Parkinson's disease and spark discussions around mental health and addiction, topics often shrouded in shame. After founding the Michael J. Fox Foundation in 2000, he became a major contributor to Parkinson's research, intending to find a cure for the disease. The foundation has successfully raised over $1 billion for research, opening up new opportunities for many people facing the disease. Michael's wife, Tracy Pollan, has been by his side throughout this process, not only as a wife, but also as a fierce advocate for those with Parkinson's. When Michael underwent spinal surgery to remove a non-cancerous tumor in 2018, Tracy stood by him, cheering him on and holding his hand at every pre-surgery appointment. After the surgery, Michael faced major challenges in his recovery, from relearning how to walk to undergoing grueling physical therapy sessions. Everything seemed to be going well until Michael suffered another serious accident. On a trip back to New York City to film a cameo in a Spike Lee film, he broke his arm. It was a huge blow to Michael, who had been battling health challenges for years. Feelings of failure and depression overwhelmed him. He described the moment as his tipping point of despair. While waiting for the ambulance, he leaned against a wall and felt his life falling into chaos. But Tracy and the children created a loving and supportive environment around Michael that helped him get through this difficult time. Michael realized that although life had brought him many challenges, from Parkinson's disease to new injuries, he still had a lot to be grateful for. In an interview, he shared that being with his family and Tracy were the most precious moments in his life. He felt happy when attending family dinners filled with laughter or quiet evenings watching TV together. In addition, Michael also started writing as a means of expressing his feelings and thoughts. His experiences became the material for his memoir, No Time Like the Future, in which he discussed not only his health challenges, but also gratitude and how it helped him find joy in life again. Tracy Pollan shared many things about their marriage in a recent interview. She stressed that their relationship is based on listening and supporting each other. We listen to each other. We're there for each other when we need to be, but we also know how to give each other space when we need to be, she said. Michael has made it clear that everything good in the family comes from Tracy, who creates a loving and supportive space in their home. Tracy shared that if Michael suddenly acts rude, she won't jump to the conclusion that he's unkind, but will consider whether there's something else affecting him. Tracy also stressed that Michael is one of the kindest people she's ever met. He always thinks of others before himself. On their 35th wedding anniversary, Tracy posted an old photo of them on social media with a warm congratulatory message. Michael also didn't forget to show his affection through adorable photos, along with deep thanks to Tracy. In 2024, both Michael and Tracy were honored to attend the National Board of Review Gala in Manhattan, where Michael's documentary, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, won the award for Best Documentary. Before the event began, Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan took the time to pose for photos, with Michael in a navy suit and bright shirt, while Tracy looked stunning in a chic black dress. To many, they are a symbol of resilience and enduring love. The couple has continued to share their story through a variety of mediums, from insightful interviews to the groundbreaking documentary, Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. In this work, they not only celebrate their love, but also create an opportunity to raise awareness of Parkinson's disease, a condition Michael has lived with for many years. They hope that sharing their experiences will not only help those with Parkinson's feel connected, but also encourage the community to be more open to those who are suffering from health issues. What do you think about the love story of Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan? Share your thoughts below. We look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting updates. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.